Right, our father, I promised that the next time that I made what you would call a Spanish omelette, that I would show you how I did it. So here we are. So first of all, we have our ingredients. Here are a bunch of grilled vegetables, which I made earlier, a couple of days ago. There is some cheese, grommet. I got 5 eggs, because why not? Salt and pepper, non-stick frying pan, bowl for the eggs, chopping board, dog, and a knife. Much choppage of the grilled vegetables. So this is a mixture of courgette, or zucchini if you like, mushrooms, peppers, and that's it, and more mushrooms. So quantities don't really matter. And just put those in a pile and chop them roughly. So I'm going to start my own cooking show.
Cook. The engineer knows.
Cooking with Steve.
That's boring.
I'm like what's his name? That Italian chef that we saw.
You're a good looking one?
With Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? What was his name?
Not Marcello.
It'll come.
Luigi.
No, it was not Luigi. It'll come.
Paolo?
No, it'll come to me in a bit. So, I have done choppage of the vegetables, and if I haven't chopped enough, I'll chop some more. But that's all you need to do. Then we're going to heat the pan. Do not overheat the pan because you'll damage it. We're going to heat the pan on our trusty induction top. And I would spray some olive oil in there, but the olive oil sprayer is kaput. So just a little bit of olive oil to coat the legumes. Oh, what the hell was his name?
Put it on the counter.
No, I'm going to put it on the counter, but I was told the dog just burped. Clement Freud never had these problems. I will remember his name.
Franco?
No.
Marco.
Polo. So just get the oil nicely over it. It's still not warm enough yet.
At all?
Gino!
Gino! There you go. Gino Camaro.
Gino da Campo.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed. You never remember names.
So there you go. I'm being my own little Gino da Campo. And then we can just smush those round a little bit. And by the looks of it, we probably do need a few more, particularly given I got 5 eggs. So there we go, and then we'll toss those in as well. While those are cooking a little bit, and I'm just cooking them to warm them up, given they've been cooked before. Now, if you were doing this from scratch, you would have to cook them first, and then you incorporate them. Well, it's the Italian in me. Right, so eggs, 5 of them. We crack those into the pot, and then we will season with salt and pepper. Add just a little dash of milk, because that's what you do. I do need the fork. Oh!
What?
That last egg is a completely different colour, because that must have been the old one. Look at that. That last egg is yellow rather than orange. And here's another really good thing. With these eggs, I don't know where Julie gets them from, some stupid organic thing. They come from the Bow family farm, or probably Buff. And you get this little card in there, and it actually has the bird of the month. So this month, it's Vibrant Vivian. Vibrant Vivian inspects the corners of her pasture for any tasty hidden treasures. So there you go. I don't know if she laid these eggs. Anyway, at this point you're probably saying he's forgotten the vegetables. I have not forgotten the vegetables. Just come over, give them a quick stir. And the oil is smoking a tad, so I'll turn that down. Right, so, I must stop saying so. I always say so. Salt, but I can edit it out later. And then he'll wonder, why is he saying, I must stop saying so if he's never actually said so. So a bit of salt and pepper. I don't have time. I'll bring it over here, and then you can throw some herbs in as well. And literally the thyme just got thrown. So just a little dash of milk, nothing more than that. That's just to give it some something. It does something chemically. This is dried thyme. Oh, it's not dried. Ugh, that's going to be disgusting. So do we have any other thyme here? So we go over to the drawer and we see what we have. Thyme. Yeah. Yes. So we've got absolutely bugger all in there. Oh, we've got basil flowers out of the garden. So I'll put some basil flowers in. See, these are dried flowers off the basil. Rosemary's a bit overpowering for this. So that was just a little bit. You can put in whatever you want, really. So that's ready once the vegetables are cooked, and you're going to ask, how do I know when the vegetables are cooked? They are cooked when they are. What? That's exactly right, because we're not cooking these, we are just heating them up. But if you were cooking these from scratch and you were doing them in a frying pan, you would do them until they're just starting to turn soft-ish, not too soft. While we're waiting for that to cook, we'll come over here, we'll stick our nice oven on broil, enter, and broil, take that pan out. Broil for you, Bill, is grill. Heat up your grill, and then we're just going to actually bung the whole pan in there once we're done. Right, so, I said so again. Right, I said right as well. I must stop saying right and so. Right, so, therefore. So now, I have my eggs, and I just dump them in. Get the last bit out, and then just move them around a bit, just to make sure all your vegetables are covered. While that's happening, you run back over to your chopping board. You could have done this before if you're worried about the timing, and you'll notice I have my Elvis Costello glasses on to make sure that I don't actually cut my fingers off. So you get your cheese, any cheese will do for this. This is a rather poxy cheddar with no flavour.
Would you rather be...
Well, no, I'm doing it with this now. So just cut a bunch of thin slices, enough to cover the pan entirely. and probably a little bit extra so you can chomp on it. And then, because you're slicing cheese, you have to get the dog to do a trick. Tasha, wave. Do it again. Wave. Yes! Good dog. And that is what the power of cheese is. If you find that this is all rather gooey, you can just kind of move it around before it starts to set and get the liquid from the top down into the bottom. But it really doesn't, you see how good this pan is? Nothing sticks to it. You can drag stuff in from the edge like that and just move stuff around, but it really doesn't matter because you're not doing any of this silly flipping the pan over, because that's where you run into problems. All you're going to do is you can see this is starting to cook on top here. You're going to put the cheese on top, and then you're going to lob it in the oven under the grill. And that is how you do that. So we'll just let that cook a little bit longer. I mean, this is going to cook a little longer because, to use the correct technical expression, a shitload of eggs in there. Now, in theory, this should be good for 2 meals for us, but it rarely is because it's so nice that we just pig out on it. What we can also do, I said so again, is put a few red pepper flakes in and we won't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. And you don't tell anybody. So now I have my cheese. Cheese from it. So I'm just placing the cheese, loosely on top of the pan. And you can just add as much or as little as you like according to taste. And now I'm going to take the pan and I'm going to shove it in the oven. One grill, one pan. Keep the handle close to the edge here, so one, so it doesn't get too hot, and two, so it's easy to grab. And then switch the light on in the oven and peer through. We'll come back to this in a minute. Actually, it'll be 2 minutes. And once again, you're probably asking, how long do I leave it in there? Until it's done. How do you know when it's done? Well, the cheese will be just starting to brown and bubble, and you can just take it out, take a look at it, and see if the egg is cooked. And that's it. Oh! I knew I was missing a piece of cheese. Try not to burn yourself when you do that. And that is that. I don't put too much salt and pepper in the egg mix because you can always season it afterwards, and it's really good with a dash of hot sauce or HP sauce. But having looked at the ingredients on the HP sauce bottle, I've decided that isn't good for you because, believe it or not, it actually has more sugar than ketchup. And ketchup is like pure sugar. So, not done yet. Doesn't matter if you keep opening the oven door because you're cooking with a grill, so it doesn't matter if you let all the hot air out because you're using radiant heat. Speak to the dog for a minute. Don't lick my camera. Say hello. That's Bill. Say hello. Can you wave? Can you wave? Yes! Good girl. See, she can even wave when she's lying down. I like a bit of Wensleydale grommet. Go back, check on the oven. You can see it's just starting to bubble up. So I would say that is just about done, but I'll let it just go in a little bit longer. So it's just starting to brown. Oh, one thing you must not forget, cloth, because the handle is going to be hot. If you look at the cheese there, it's just starting to turn brown. And this was on high heat, but as you can see, there's quite a gap between the rack and the element. So, you know, doesn't that look appetizing? That looks really nice, actually. Doesn't that look fabulous? And because we have an excellent non-stick pan, this thing will just slide out.
Brought to you by Maiden.
And, yes, see? Cooked all the way through, not a sticky bit left on the pan. And I have to give that one away.
Well, you're taking the big one, I presume.
Well, they're the same.
I thought you were.
No, I'm taking a little one. I'm on a diet. She wants to know where her piece is.
She's had dinner.
A little bit of hot sauce.
Oh, you're still recording.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it's important to see us eat.
Look at this. Here is another serving suggestion. You include a salad with what?
Arugula, green apple, nectarine, and fennel with a lemon vinaigrette.
Sounds disgusting. We ever thought of putting fruit in a salad? Well, unless you're having fruit salad. But you wouldn't have a fruit salad with an omelette or a frittata. Final step is to take your fork,
Be careful, it may be a little hot.
dig into that juicy yumminess and enjoy. And don't burn yourself. Bye-bye.